What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Chillin with Joey. I'm here with Shawn Hunter. We're going to get the party started. What's going on, Internet? Shawn Hunter here. What's going on, bud? Try not to look at the camera too much. Don't worry, you're pretty.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
My hair gets in my face, okay?
Yeah, that's okay. How you been, bud?
I'm good.
Doing good?
Oh, yeah.
Staying out of trouble?
No.
No? Be good or be good at it?
Oh, yeah.
That's an old-fashioned motto. For anyone who doesn't know, which is probably going to be most of you watching this, I've known Shawn since he was 4.
And I've known him since I can remember him. So.
Since about 4 years old, I've known Shawn. And one of my earliest memories of Shawn was he would walk around in his pajamas with his WWE Championship belt.
I represent.
Always.
I already know.
I would go over your house. You'd be watching. It wouldn't even be wrestling on TV, but you would be watching whatever it was with the belt. Yeah. Just sitting there with the belt. Like, nobody could take... Like, it was like... Who was the guy from the Peanuts? Linus, who had the blanket? Nobody could touch your belt. It was yours. It was like your special thing.
Champ's got a rep.
So,
what do you mean?
You've always been a wrestling fan, though.
Yeah.
Why? What was it that you saw that was like, wrestling's my thing?
I don't know. It's probably just, like, the fact that people are beating up each other, I guess.
That excitement of, like, fighting?
Yeah. Before I knew it was fake, it was like, I thought it was real. Oh, sorry. Everybody knows
Spoiler
it's fake.
alert.
Spoiler. Everybody knows. But, yeah. Before I knew it was fake, I thought it was just real fighting. I'm sure if I watched UFC before I watched WWE, it'd probably be into that more.
It'd be the same thing. Well, UFC didn't come till much later.
Oh, yeah, but...
Wrestling's been around since before my parents were born.
Oh, okay. I guess. But...
No, it has. Well, you think back then it was... People really thought it was real.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people would go... They would see these shows. They couldn't believe people were actually doing these things to each other. They'd go home. They would probably still be in shock. I don't know what the fuck I just saw.
Exactly.
But now it's so different.
Yeah,
it's so different now. So you have... So who was your favorite wrestler? Growing up, looking back on it, who was your favorite wrestler?
I'm going to sound so basic.
That's okay.
But it's John Cena. He was a man.
Now, but John Cena, wasn't he already... You were already watching it before him, though, no? Or was he around the same time?
He was around the same time.
Really?
I think he was WWE champion at the time.
When you started watching?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was always champion back then, so...
Well, now, why John Cena?
I don't know.
You have to know. He can't just be your favorite and be like, oh my god, I love John Cena.
I don't know. He was just so, like... It was like a superhero.
He was very confident.
He was very confident.
I remember... I don't watch wrestling now much anymore.
That's worse.
Because, it's definitely due to the fact that it's become more of a soap opera.
That's true.
And less fighting.
Yeah.
Much less fighting.
More promos and whatnot.
Well, people... Vince, I remember I watched... Did you ever see the documentary Beyond the Mat?
No, I have not.
If you ever watch that, it's very controversial for its time. He talks about it. He's like, we're not doing anything but making movies. He says that's what we're doing.
That's kind of true.
He's like, we're writing scripts, we're causing conflict that isn't real, and people are getting into these stories, and then we act those stories out in the ring through fighting.
Exactly.
So that's how it's always been. That's why kayfabe wasn't that the name they gave the person who was
face and heel. Yeah, good and bad.
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
Now I didn't know what face and heel meant until about maybe 5 years ago.
Good and bad.
I didn't know what it meant. I was like, face and heel?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
I didn't know what that meant either.
Well, that's just... But it's, like you said, it's like a comic book thing with superheroes. Exactly. Like, there's good and there's bad. There's always good guys fighting bad guys, but the best part is when sometimes the bad guys win.
Exactly.
When I was growing up, my favorite guy was The Undertaker, and he was the ultimate bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was the guy, he would come out, he was all in black, people were scared of him, he used to make kids cry.
Oh, yeah.
He was my favorite dude. And then Stone Cold showed up.
He was the ultimate badass good guy.
Who's that? Stone Cold?
That's what he was.
Stone Cold was the guy everybody who hated their job wished they could be.
That's true.
Because he'd show up, punch
off the boss.
Everyone who hates their job was like, Stone Cold, I'm going to live through you.
Exactly.
Because he'd show up, he'd do whatever he had to do to cause mayhem. He was a badass. He's still a badass.
He still is.
He couldn't fight. I don't I don't believe he's
He broke-
older.
Yeah, he broke his neck. He can't come back.
Well, he broke his neck and he came back after that. Owen Hart dropped him right on his head and broke his neck.
Well, yeah, but
That's a video
Still.
everybody can look up on YouTube.
it's very interesting.
I know. No, it's not.
No?
It makes me cringe.
I love watching wrestling injuries.
Dude.
Not them happening, but it's just interesting to see. Psycho Sid once jumped off the top rope, landed on one leg, and it snapped in half.
Oh,
His
that's
shin
right.
snapped.
That's right. He had a compound fracture. It
Oh,
broke
yeah.
right in his boot. That's
Oh, yeah.
right. He had the high
So
boot.
gross.
I've seen that video. Yeah,
But it's
it's
interesting to watch. so.
disgusting.
It is
You watch that
disgusting.
shit?
Oh yeah.
Ugh. Now, because John Cena is your favorite, you're of a newer era, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Like, of the wrestling thing. Now, you don't really look back on the old stuff too much? Like, you're more into where you grew up watching?
Not really. I don't really look at the old stuff. I know about the old stuff, but I don't really watch it. I had like a phase where I just watched like a bunch of like old like pay-per-views. I watched like SummerSlam '94. I watched there was a pay-per-view. I forget what it was called though. I can't remember the name of it. But it was Attitude Era. That's like everybody's favorite era.
Well, that's the era that
They grew up
that
on.
kicked up, yeah.
Yeah.
That kid. Well, isn't that the era that basically
Kickstarted
buried
maybe?
WCW?
Yeah, I guess a little bit. I think WCW buried WCW. They had
They made
gimmicks.
They made David Arquette champion. Why? How is that burying?
anything to get publicity. I think
Yeah.
anything to get attention. They do.
Well, they
And
were.
That's what killed them.
That was, and you see, I think you're gonna see it more with other companies where it's like they're just gonna the WWE did it when they would go around to these promotions, because back then, I mean, you know this, right? How many different promotions were there in America? They all had their own territories, things like that.
What time period?
Before Vince took over.
Before Vince took over.
Yeah.
There was New Japan Pro Wrestling, I believe. That's really all I know of. I don't know much about it. But.
All right, so now, but the thing I was thinking about was back when there was different territories. You had like Tennessee, Kentucky, and things like, in different states were in one territory. Then you had Texas, and other. I don't know exactly what the territories were, but they were territories of wrestling. And then Vince just went around buying them all out, and he created the wrestling. He created the wrestling monopoly, and I think you're gonna start seeing that a lot more with other with other promotions like UFC.
There's too many promotions now.
Well, the thing is it's too hard to get into these big promotions. You need stepping stones, don't you think?
Depends on the wrestler.
Well,
You can have in the olden days.
even John Cena didn't start in the WWE.
OVW.
Yeah.
But the first main wrestling thing he did was WWE.
Now, what is OVW?
OVW is Ohio Valley Wrestling.
No,
Now
what?
it was like the pre-WWE. It was like
Kinda
wrestling in gyms kind of thing.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where Randy Orton, that's where Batista came from. I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar maybe. I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, Cena came up. He was called the Prototype.
So
So
this was basically kind of like the Pee Wee League.
Yeah, like NXT of WWE.
NXT
right now.
now.
But NXT is so much better than the real one. But
Well, isn't NXT does their own training and things like that?
yeah, so basically what they do, they go around like smaller indie promotions like ROH, like even NJPW really. It's not as small, but yeah, they just get like really, really good wrestlers and they put them in NXT to get them ready for the main roster.
Okay.
And NXT has just gotten so much better than the main roster because their talent is so much better than the one on like Raw or like SmackDown.
Now, do you think that a lot of that has to do with, like, how does NXT go about doing their shows? Is it more fighting than
Triple H. Triple H runs NXT, Vince runs WWE.
So Triple H, and for everybody listening, that's his real name is Paul Combs.
Paul Vasquez, I thought.
Vasquez.
Something like that. I don't know.
Levesque. Paul Levesque.
Paul Levesque, yeah.
Paul Levesque is Triple H. Hunter Hearst Helmsley is his ring name. He is in charge of NXT.
He runs NXT. He knows how to book better than Vince because you're an NXT wrestler.
How dare you?
Listen.
How dare you, sir?
You're an NXT wrestler. You come in, you're killing it in NXT.
Yeah.
You go to the main roster, you're
undercard.
hyped for like a couple weeks, and then he buries you.
Who?
Like Finn Balor.
Vince does?
Yeah, like Finn Balor.
Finn Balor got hurt though, didn't he?
Yeah, but he can't handle like good wrestlers anymore. He can't do it.
Well, it's because
He picks
Yeah.
a wrestler.
Yeah.
And then goes with it. That's what he did with Cena. That's what he did with Roman. And that's what he's still doing with Roman. Yeah. He's over pushed, and that's why everybody hates Roman. That's why everybody hates John Cena.
Well, they're going against him because of Vince, or just because they feel like they're forcing it down their throat.
Forcing it down their throat.
Really?
And both. Both really.
They're
not
sick
really-
of Vince's shit.
Exactly.
I understand what you're saying.
So, like Finn Balor. Finn Balor, I loved him in NXT. He was so good. So badass. Came to the main roster. Still badass. Couple weeks. Won the Universal Championship. Got hurt. Came back. Still badass. People wanted him to win, but he just kept burying him.
Right.
Kept burying. He's still in that slump.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he won the Intercontinental Championship last night. He's still in that slump.
Really?
And it's got to the point where he's not going to get out of it. He's going to
Really?
retire him in Carter, and that's what's going to happen. Unless Vince puts him in the spot, which he did.
Or
but
Vince just fucking dies. He's 100.
That's what CM
He's
Punk
100
said.
and he could fucking pretzel my ass.
Yeah,
Like, that man's in too good of shape for his age.
That's true.
He's taking those supplements. He's eating his vitamins for sure.
Yeah,
He's on the Hulk Hogan vitamin mix.
Yeah, yeah but...
That's crazy. Now, when as a fan,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been a fan for obviously a long time, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
As a fan, what is the craziest moment you've ever seen? Not necessarily favorite, because I'm sure there's other things that you've liked more than others, but if you can think of the craziest moment you've ever seen growing up, and as a kid, you're very impressionable, and they say it right before they start the show, do not try this at home.
Oh,
But
I never did that.
oh, we'll get into
I
that.
already did
We'll get into that, my friend.
Oh boy.
But from growing up, what was the number one craziest moment you can remember?
I don't know.
Really?
Probably like 2010. I was watching Raw, and Cena was cutting a promo, and Nexus came out.
Nexus. All right, now for everybody who doesn't know, explain what Nexus is.
Nexus was like a group of guys. The real first, like, it was a group of NXT guys. When NXT was like a game show before it was like a brand. And all of them came together, and they came to Raw, ambushed everything. They this is the first time I ever saw the ring pulled apart. Like, they pulled up the...
Oh, you could see the
shit.
plywood underneath.
Yeah, he pulled that up, destroyed everything, fucked Cena up, beat his ass, laid him there, and it was nuts to watch. I was like, what the hell? That's
believe
before
it.
I knew it was fake.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like,
What is going on?
where's the police at? Like, what the hell? And then, yeah, that was just nuts to see. Probably the most emotional thing I've ever seen was when Cena faced The Rock at WrestleMania. And that's
Which time?
WrestleMania 28?
Which but they said it would only happen once in a lifetime.
It happened again.
But so which one is the one you're talking about?
WrestleMania 28.
Which
the first
is
time.
the first time? Okay.
When Cena lost, and I cried. I said, I fucking hate Cena. He's such a bitch. He lost. He lost to a Hollywood guy. And then...
That Hollywood guy, have you seen that Hollywood guy? He's huge.
Yeah, so...
He's huge.
You know, but that match was so dope, and I was, like, so happy, and I thought Cena was going to win.
Yeah.
And then rock bottom, and he lost. And I was pissed.
Hey.
Then the next year, I knew it was fake, so then I was like, Cena's probably going to win this,
Yeah.
because that's how it goes. And then he won.
Now that's what's crazy. You went from believing it was real to realizing it was fake, and then all of a sudden it was like bang. You could read the storylines as they came.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Now explain how you break down a storyline between a feud.
Say you got a good guy and a bad guy. They usually build it out over the period from the first pay-per-view to the next one. So you have this rivalry. They're going to most likely fight.
Which a pay-per-view is once a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you're going to have two guys, right? The good guy and the bad guy. Whoever talks the most shit
Bring it a little closer.
throughout that, 4-week period, or, like, who's on top more is probably going to lose.
Okay, so what you're saying is they're winning,
Yeah.
and then they get to the pay-per-view and they get the rug pulled out from under them.
Not really, because mostly in the match, the guy who dominates the one usually loses. So
in that one match.
the one who has the most offense, the guy who's getting beat up usually wins.
Oh, okay.
Like last night, Brock and Seth fought.
Well, I want to talk about Brock in a second, but go ahead.
Oh, Brock.
No, go ahead.
That's really it, though. Like,
Was what?
that's
No,
just
go ahead.
how I
You
figured it
were
out.
going on Seth and
Oh,
Brock
Brock
last
and
night.
Seth. Brock had that really the upper hand on that, And
for anyone who doesn't know what he's talking about, WrestleMania 35 was last night, and Brock Lesnar had a match with who?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, and this was for a belt or just a match?
The Universal title, which is hideous, and I hate it.
You don't like that one? That's the
Ugly.
red one, right?
Yeah, it's so
that everybody
dumb.
calls that the fruit by the foot or the fruit, whatever it is.
Fruit roll-up.
Fruit roll up. That's what it is.
So ugly.
So they had a match, and he was dominating most of the match. Brock was.
He was dominating most of the match, and then Seth kind of just won.
Well, that dude's a gorilla.
Brock?
Brock Lesnar. Let's get that
He's
straight.
big.
That guy walks like
He scares me.
a gorilla. His chest is out, his shoulders are back. He flexes his pecs to the beat of a sandstorm. The song stand. He can flex his pecs that fast.
God.
He's crazy. He's a monster.
so
That dude's a
dumb.
monster. Well, it's dumb, but he can do it.
Yeah.
So a storyline would go like the guy who's you feel from what you've seen, the guy who's dominating, whether he be a good guy or a bad guy, will usually end up losing. That's nuts. And
On most occasions.
Okay. And the fact that you've been able to just dissect that overnight seems pretty. I mean, because you've been watching for so long.
Yeah.
I guess the moment.
Fake,
I guess the moment you see it, yeah, exactly. The moment you see it's fake, it definitely makes more sense. Now, being a fan of wrestling, you actually got into wrestling yourself as a wrestler. Nothing crazy, right? No actual promotions, but you were definitely training and practicing and
I was.
backyard matches and things like
yeah.
that. Why? What made you want to start that? Just because you were such a fan,
I
or
wanted to be my own wrestler.
you wanted to be your own thing?
You know, when I first started watching wrestling, so many years I'd pretend to be John Cena.
Yep.
And then I wanted to start being myself. So then.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important that you kind of like realize like, oh man, this guy's my hero, but I want to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I understand that.
And it was at the point where I wanted to do that, but I was too young to actually like train or do anything. So I did it on my own terms, and I started wrestling myself. And,
Now, what was your style? Like, what would you decide? Because obviously, different wrestlers have different style. Hulk Hogan was a power lifter, like destroy you, and you have guys now. Like I remember growing up, you had guys like Jeff Hardy who were acrobatic and just fucking insane.
I was kind of more like Jeff Hardy because when I started being myself, I started watching like 2012, 2011, like Jeff Hardy, like at TNA. I really liked TNA. It was like AJ Styles when he like grew the beard and shit.
Yeah.
And like I was obsessed with Jeff Hardy at that time. I knew he was in WWE, but I didn't like really like care that much. I liked him more in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started following his style.
Really? Did you see it? Now, do you ever like look back on other wrestlers like similar to Jeff Hardy? Like there's obviously wrestlers now.
I don't think anybody's like Jeff Hardy.
Really? Who was the guy for a little while that was kind of like a high flyer like Jeff Hardy? Evan Bourne.
Evan Bourne, yeah.
He was pretty nuts.
I would never call him Jeff Hardy.
No, absolutely not. No one's like Jeff. No, well, crystal meth is a hell of a drug.
I guess. He once wrestled a match drunk in TNA.
I understand. Yeah, against Sting, right?
Yeah, it was so bad.
It was like
so
5
dumb.
minutes. Sting was pissed off.
It was like the main event, world title.
Yeah.
He was fucking drunk.
I've read about that. That was already a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a while.
That was already a long time ago. Now, at what level did you think you would be? Because have you stopped
Stopped what?
wrestling? Have you just stopped it?
I mean, right now I have
And why?
injury.
Injury. What kind of injury? What happened?
I was having a match, and my good friend Zach, which we're still friends.
We won't put him on blast. We'll just say his first name.
Yeah.
We don't want everybody going after Zach.
We were wrestling, and the crowd was like, "Give him a suplex! Give him a suplex!" He was like, "All right, I'm gonna suplex you."
No, suplex is.
You get him, flip him over. Simple.
So you grab him by the waist.
Yeah.
And
grab him by the pants
and crank him over your head.
Simple move. Doesn't hurt that much if you brace yourself.
If it's done right.
Yeah, if it's done right.
Okay.
And it was done right. But the problem, when he lifted me, his hand slipped off my shorts. So I got dropped straight on my head.
Ooh, so you didn't complete the arc.
Yeah, I did not. He lifted me up, drop, boom, concussion. They didn't cut it, but like the owner at TCW, that was the promotion I wrestled for. He came over. He was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah." I didn't know I had a concussion, but I was like shaking a little bit. Then I got up and I finished that match.
What a fucking machine.
Yeah, watch this. I had another match.
After that?
Yeah.
Same day.
I had to wrestle 2 matches. So then I wrestled that one. It was still a pretty good match. It was with Ben.
Now the video's up on YouTube of you landing on your head.
Not anymore, but I have the clip.
Oh, you have the clip. You should post it on YouTube. Send me the clip. I'll put it up if you can't. But I definitely, after hearing this story, people are gonna want to see you fucking get dropped on your noggin. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's got to be deadly. Now, how obviously your injury was bad enough to sideline you.
So basically, if I would have stopped wrestling when the injury happened, I would have been back like, fairly soon. But then I wrestled that other match, which like added more trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So then I won, and then I went home. And I was fine for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
My neck kind of hurt, but that was that. Then the morning after, my head fucking hurt.
Like
so bad.
Like light sensitivity.
Yeah, exactly.
Pounding.
Just that.
Yeah.
And then my dad was like, "Oh, get up for school. He's just faking. He doesn't want to go to school." I was like, "Dude, I'm not fucking faking." Okay. I'm actually like in pain. So then they brought me to the hospital. Like, "Oh, you have a major concussion. Not like a minor, a major."
Yeah. I remember you telling me there was some kind of like swelling. Was there swelling, or is it just like
swelling of the brain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. So when I landed, my brain rattled.
Well,
that's what a concussion is, basically. And then
I know what it's like to have like a swollen joint. Never mind a swollen brain.
Oh yeah,
Oof.
It hurt. A couple months later, I was playing a football game, just messing around with my nephew, and I went to go catch the ball. I slid, and he kneed me right in the head.
Ooh.
And then I got another concussion.
Oh my god.
That one was minor though. That was after I healed from the first one, and
Yeah.
then I got the one after.
Now, from talking to your doctors, did they ever tell you that now that you've already had a concussion, they will come easier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't, because I had like the biggest match of my career coming up.
Really?
I was gonna fight for the title in the main event of our last show.
Okay.
So I was like, I have to fucking wrestle this show.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like saying, no.
This is your doctor?
Yeah. It was like a comeback story, dude. I wrestled. I put on a match. I jumped like 10, 20 feet, and I won.
Oh,
it was
God.
dope. Yeah. I still never lost the title. But
No, you had it stripped because of injury.
No, I never lost it.
They never took it from you?
So what happened was, after TCW ended, they went pro. So then they needed the belt for that. So then they just took the belt.
So when TCW shut down, when they shut down, you were the champ.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
pretty...
couldn't be in pro because I didn't train enough.
Now, at what level do you have to be to get into pro? Like, what do you mean train enough? Like your moves, practicing, or just like yourself,
to
physical?
know how to wrestle.
So it's actual
to be able to put on a match.
So technique and things like that.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And I couldn't do that.
Why not?
Well, before the concussion,
because of injury, or because of just the fact that you were younger,
injury,
or?
But not the concussion. When I was younger, before the concussion, I don't know what the fuck was going through my head, but I did a front flip off my couch, and I moved a disc in my neck.
Nice.
I think
so.
It's
you went into this wrestling thing already fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just wanted to wrestle so bad. I didn't give a shit.
Well, you can't fault you for that.
Yeah. So I couldn't train for real because of that. Taking like the bumps on the mats and stuff. Bumps like when you fall on the mat.
A bump is when you take a hit.
Like when you like fall on the mat.
Oh, so when you actually drop?
In training, they have you run the ropes.
Yep.
Left, right, and then they say bump.
So somersault.
And you have to jump up and bump.
Okay.
You have to learn how to fall.
Well, that's important.
Yeah.
Because falling wrong leads to concussions.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. But I've been to a couple of practices. I didn't do anything because I was hurt, obviously. But I watch and I know what goes on. And they teach you how to just do different moves and stuff.
Yep.
And you can like practice moves you want to do. And yeah, that's really it. And then yeah.
So at the level you were at, who taught you the most that you had, like of all your abilities, like mentally, physically? Who did you learn from most? Who was your biggest teacher in that? Was it someone who was there with you?
Yeah. So basically, we did backyard, and backyard is usually shat on. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to start somewhere. Mick Foley was a backyard wrestler for the longest time.
Yeah, those types of wrestlers have respect for it. You know, but other wrestlers who just started training, they don't really have that respect for it. Mm-hmm. Which is true. I think they can own up to that. But yeah, we actually did train a little bit, you know, teaching us how to bump and stuff. And Justin, the owner of the backyard TCW, which is the owner of the real TCW now, he usually taught me all the stuff. And Paul taught me stuff, and yeah, they just taught me different things.
What was your biggest lesson? Like, what if you could, now that you're not doing it anymore, and who knows, you might go back, but now that you're not doing it, what was your biggest lesson that you took away from it?
Probably bumping, learning how to fall, or the lockup.
The lockup is that when they go
up.
at each other.
Yeah, you lock up. That's when
And
you
they seem to
the beginning.
and they seem to stand there forever.
Because that's where they plan out at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
If you're doing a match on the fly, not anything planned,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you say, like, okay, I'm going to go in the ropes, do this shit. And then that happens.
Okay, so for
lockup's
everybody,
like the beginning of
so everybody watching wrestling from home, when you see someone lock up, they're having a conversation. They're telling each other.
Most of the time.
So it's like they're just going over the script, almost.
I mean, yeah, but in that case, there really isn't any script. I mean, I guess if you're like a rookie and you're doing it, you'd go over what's gonna happen.
Well, what's it called? What's it called when you have a pro going up against a rookie? What's a ring general? I think that's a term I've heard before.
I guess. You just follow his lead. That's it.
Yeah, because he's the lead guy. Even if he's losing, he's the one who knows how to put the show on.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He tells him what to do, how to do it.
That makes sense. Now, the thing. Now you talk about your injury. It's got to be. I mean, you watch it, and these guys are fighting, putting on a show, however you want to describe it, every week. Sometimes twice a week, depending on which program they're on. That's tougher on the body than like a UFC fighter.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, a UFC fighter, yeah, you're getting punched for real. Yeah, you're really getting choked out. Yeah,
you're really, every other couple.
You're really going through these motions of actually getting hit, but you're doing it, and then you're taking a couple months off. These guys in WWE,
they have no break. They have no off season. That's what really pisses me off about like sports fans. They're like, oh, wrestling's fake. It doesn't even hurt. Like they have no off season.
Just fall on your back. Guys if you just stand up, fall on your fucking back. See how you feel. Yeah. Good. I mean, obviously, there's a way to fall so you don't hurt yourself with injury. It still hurts. With injury, I was always told when I played high school football, there's a difference between pain and injury. Pain is in a moment. Injury lasts forever. So if you fall, it will hurt.
Yeah,
but you won't be injured.
Exactly.
It still hurts.
Yeah.
So yeah, wrestling might be fake as far as winning and losing. But
what you're doing is actually affecting your body.
Exactly.
And at the pace these guys, like WWE guys, are doing it, they only get 2 weeks off. That's
the whole
14
year?
days out of 365 days.
The whole year.
They are wrestling. Live shows, real shows, televised shows, pay-per-views.
I was going to say, because the shows you see during the week, like Raw and SmackDown.
Those are live.
Yeah, but those aren't the only shows they're doing during the week.
Yeah, they're doing live shows.
They're still untelevised shows.
And they're on the road basically all that time. They have to do appearances also, signings, and all that shit.
That's crazy.
Exactly, but people don't give them enough credit. And that's why I love wrestling, because they're so shit on, but it's like so much
those
bigger.
guys,
it's art.
Now, and this goes back to Brock Lesnar. I think you know why he lost last night.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it.
He's going to the UFC.
I know.
He's going to fight Daniel Cormier, get paid. It's going to be a big pocket.
Yeah.
First of all, he's lost a lot of weight. He's got to get off those vitamins. Yeah, vitamins. But he's going to go to the UFC. He's going to fight DC, Daniel Cormier. He's the heavyweight champ right now.
Yep.
And even if I don't know if it'll be for the belt or not. I haven't really heard anything because Brock Lesnar.
Why wouldn't it be for the belt, though?
It should be, but at the same time, if Brock Lesnar can't decide on what to do with his contract, they won't waste their time.
That's true.
I can't see them wasting their time saying, yeah, we'll give you a title shot, and then 3 months later he decides he wants to do something else. So I mean, there has to be something more set in stone. But with the UFC guys, it's wrestling is worse. Wrestling is more dangerous. Wrestling is worse on your body. Wrestling is, I mean, I don't know how these guys like The Undertaker and like all these other guys who are doing
the old guys.
I don't know how they can.
Undertaker wasn't at WrestleMania last night.
Can you blame him?
First time in like
ever
20 years.
Can you blame him?
I can't.
He's 50 something. I think he's 58. He's got to be 58, almost 60 now. I'm gonna have to look that up. But that he's been through so much shit too, and it's worse on a bigger guy. You know what I mean? Because you have to. You're when you get that big, there's only so much your body can take, and then you have all these small guys who are just flying through the air, doing all these jumps and flips. They're like you said, superheroes.
I can tell you how many times I did a move and I fucking pulled a muscle. And it fucking hurt. Oh yeah.
I couldn't even imagine. But they're like all these comic book characters, and we're gonna get into another topic now. Because
one of my favorite topics.
Oh my god, this is the one thing you
Marvel
want to
baby.
Now because all these guys are just like super. I think this is the reason you like comic books so much.
That's why a lot of wrestling fans have that interest in like I guess like wrestling, superheroes and all that crap, like fantasy stuff.
Well,
because it's fantasy, but
it is fantasy, but at the same time, there's so many
bad versus
parallels.
good.
Bad
Yeah,
versus good.
Exactly.
Now, you're obviously a Marvel guy,
Oh yeah.
not a DC fan.
Screw DC.
Are you
They
serious?
tell me otherwise.
Ugh.
I don't like. I don't
still,
mind DC.
I still think the 1989 Batman with Jack Nicholson and
I
Michael
love that
Keaton is my
movie.
favorite.
I love DC, but I love Marvel more.
You like? Now,
Actually, I
here's
wouldn't
the
say I
thing.
love DC.
Here's
I
the thing.
like DC.
You like DC,
Yes.
but you enjoy the movies more of Marvel.
No,
You
I just
enjoy
like Marvel all around.
Really?
Obviously, the movies are better, but
Favorite? All right, so we'll just go right into it then.
Right.
Favorite Marvel character?
Captain America.
Captain America.
It used to be Spider-Man, but I went
Now, is Captain America because of the movies?
Yes,
It is. Really?
because it was like a period where we had no cable, so we bought Avengers, and that's like I watched Avengers every day for like 6 months. Swear to God, every day.
That's how I used to be with movies with VHS tapes. But
Yeah.
if you watch it too many times, the tape got all fucked up, and you'd get to a part that you used to rewind all the time,
Yeah.
and it'd be all fucking jacked up. You're like, ah! But now it's different.
Yeah.
So you'd watch it every day for how long?
like 6 months.
Ugh.
I loved it. I loved Captain America.
It's a great movie, but 6 months is insane.
Watching it, I was like, "Where the fuck is Spider-Man? What the hell?" Because Spider-Man was my favorite.
No, and it was and
I
that
grew
whole
up on the Raimi movies and
the
all
whole ending took place in Manhattan.
that.
So
But yeah, I just fell in love with Captain America. Well, not fell in love. Okay.
no, you can say fell in love with the character. That's fine.
Yeah, Chris Evans.
Nobody's gonna say
Handsome fella, but you know.
yeah,
What I mean.
beautiful man. His hair is amazing. He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
that superhero chin.
Beard. You know what I mean. Okay. Anyways, yeah, he was dope. So then,
The movies were great. I think I can agree with you that the movies were great.
they were.
But why Captain America?
I don't know.
You don't know. Is
Nah,
it
it was
because
just a
of
thing.
the way he was portrayed? Is it because of his story? Is it because how he handles himself?
Might be the story.
Really?
Also, my mom bought me like a Captain America shield. So then me and my friend's brother had like an Iron Man mask, and then my other friend had like a Spider-Man mask. And
Yeah.
then we'd play Avengers, and I was Captain America. I was the
Every
leader.
time. Oh.
I love.
Is that
leaders.
it? He's the leader.
I love leaders in shows, and that might be
Oh
it.
my god! So out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you're a Leonardo guy.
I'm Mikey.
Everybody's a Mikey guy.
MC
Mikey's
dog.
just fun. MC Mikey.
And my favorite color is orange. So.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So Captain America is your favorite superhero because of his story. I have to
He's so
say,
noble.
if I had to pick my favorite superhero, it wouldn't be a Marvel character. It would be Batman.
Everybody's Batman. Right?
Yeah, but why? How can it not be? He's human. He's the only human superhero.
He's Batman.
Exactly. He's Batman.
Exactly.
Not taking anything away from the Christian Bale movies, but that's not Batman.
The Dark Knight.
That's not
Hold
Batman.
on. The Dark Knight.
That's
is
not Batman.
Excellent.
It's a great movie, but that's not Batman. When I think of Batman, I don't think of Christian Bale.
What do you think? I'm like,
No, not even
No?
him. No.
Ben Affleck.
No, Ben Affleck.
I like Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck was good, but I don't think of. I mean, he's not even in my top.
Think of Adam West.
Nope.
Who do you think of?
Kevin Conroy, from the animated.
Batman Forever.
No, from the animated Batman,
Oh.
the cartoon.
Oh,
When I-
like Mark Hamill playing the Joker.
Well, yeah, when I close my eyes and someone says, "When you think of Batman, what do you think of?" That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
That's a lot of people.
I grew up with that though. That's why.
That's a lot of people. Yeah.
And not only that, they did Batman right. Everything was dark. Everything was in the shadow.
Everybody loves that series. You never watch an episode.
Never.
No.
Always
been a Marvel guy.
I have to let you borrow the DVDs
I'll watch.
because that's Batman.
I'll give it a go, I guess.
Adam West. You fucking said Adam West.
Hey, I thought you were talking about actors.
No. I understand what you thought I was saying, but that's not it.
Yeah.
Now, what do you of all the MCU movies? Which one is your one favorite movie?
Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
It's too good. The plot is awesome. The freaking action's great.
Yep.
I love the plot. That's really it.
Now, what's that one about? Quick recap.
Basically, Captain America is working for Shield, but then Shield gets taken down by Hydra, which is like the Nazis in Marvel. And
The Nazis are always the greatest villain you can think of. Like, who's the worst people we can think of? Well, the Nazis are terrible.
so
Put them in.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was with Captain America. So
Yep.
yeah, they came in, they destroyed it, and like Nick Fury, the director,
Mm-hmm.
didn't know either.
Nick Fury is the director of
Yeah.
The Shield.
Yes.
Okay.
And Captain America used to have a friend named Bucky in the first Captain America. And they made him like a puppet who was trying to like kill people. And he did. He was
Gotcha.
like an assassin, like an assassinator. What's it called? I don't know.
Yeah, he was an
Assassin?
assassin hired on. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so before you go any further, spoiler alert. Continue. I just gotta let people know. I mean, the movie's been out forever. The movie's been out forever, and if you're a Marvel fan,
you've already
seen it.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, just for the sake of people saying like, "Oh, well, you fucking spoiler alert! I didn't even see that one yet." Well, if you haven't seen that one yet, don't go see Endgame. You fucking hopping on a bandwagon. We'll talk about Endgame in a second. But I gotta tell you, if I had to pick. All right, sorry. Continue. You were going on. He was a hired hand, and then what ended up happening? He ended up obviously fighting against Captain America.
It was so good, and then Captain America said he wasn't gonna fight him. He was like,
because he was his friend.
End of the line.
Really?
And that was like the old line they used to say to each other. I was like, oh.
Well, the reason a lot of and if you've seen the second one, I hope you've seen the first one. Okay. I enjoyed the first one. I think I enjoyed the first one more. It was okay. I think I enjoyed the first one more than any of them, just because it started in World War II, and I'm a huge World War II guy.
Oh, okay, then that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like I can appreciate, and that's why he was so because. And we're going to get a little off topic, not too much, but along the lines of World War II, that was a different generation.
Oh, yeah.
That was the greatest generation of people on the planet.
I think if they portrayed it well as well.
I think so, too. And I think that's why he was so dedicated to not fighting his friend, because that's from an era where your friend is your friend. Guy, not only that, but they served in war together, things like that. Yeah. So that's a bond you can't break.
Exactly.
Especially during those times, like, people don't understand. Right before, and obviously, I don't know if the movie took this into account, but it definitely goes into why they were so close. Right before World War II, the Great Depression happened, and if you weren't close to people, you basically died out because nobody had anything. And when everybody has so little, the best way to survive is to almost rely on everybody to help each other. So everybody became real close. Then World War II happens. You go into war with the same people you were just surviving with, basically. And now, like, I can understand why he wouldn't fight him. But
it was a great arc.
It was a good story. But my favorite, if I had to pick my favorite Marvel, MCU.
Can I guess?
You can. I'll let you guess. I'll give you. How about this? I'll give you 3 guesses.
Iron Man?
No.
Can you give me a year?
No.
No.
You just said you came right out and said you wanted to guess. I was just gonna tell you.
Thor?
Nope.
Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I love Doctor Strange.
I think it's just because I'm so in love with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh my goodness.
Not even in a relationship love way.
Yeah, he's dope.
It's just that story was really good, and I think the main part of the story was don't text and drive.
Oh my god.
No, it was a great movie. The visual effects were great.
I liked it a lot.
Benedict Cumberbatch was really great.
The visuals were so dope.
And it set up so much. That was my favorite. I think that was my favorite one. Just because it was just a very nice movie to look at.
Definitely agree. It was one of those movies nobody really expected much, but then it became something bigger.
Well, I think I hope it did better than Captain Marvel. I heard Captain Marvel.
I love Captain Marvel.
Did you really? I heard it wasn't that great.
It was good.
Was it good?
The visuals are dope. I thought the story was okay.
A lot of people went to see it just to see the end credits to see what would happen next. Don't ruin it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet. I couldn't bring myself to spend that amount of money on going to see that movie. I'll just wait for it to come out, and then after it comes out, I will.
It was good. Trust me, I liked it a lot.
I'll have to take your word.
I enjoyed it.
Excuse me. Now, what's gonna happen in Endgame? What's gonna happen? Predictions. Go.
Captain America's gonna die.
He has to. Well, he might not.
He might. Yeah.
Iron Man might die. Every trailer. Well, everybody might die, but every trailer you've seen, Iron Man's still in fucking space.
Not every trailer.
More trailer.
No, because they just came out with another trailer.
Was Iron Man on the planet? Was he? I didn't see it.
I don't know why they spoiled that, but they did.
That's stupid. They do. Dude, they show too much in trailers. This
movie is gonna revolutionize, dog.
Let me help you out a little bit. Back up.
Yeah, it's gonna revolutionize.
You think so?
I'm telling you.
In what way?
It broke. I don't know. Just movies in general.
Well, for people who don't understand, the MCU stands for Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. And it's basically they've taken all these movies, all these sequels.
To combine them.
You figure there's 3 sequels for every superhero. Think of it that way.
Only the main 3.
Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. And they're coming out with a new Spider-Man, and they're coming out with a new Doctor Strange.
That's what they're trying to do.
So there will be more.
They're trying to make the new big 3.
Yeah, but you have my thought process on it is why make 3 more movies when this movie's called Endgame.
Money.
Yeah, but this movie's called Endgame. E-N-D. End. End. Game.
That's the end of the first era.
You think that's what it is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like.
They're branching off into new heroes.
So do you think that... So, go ahead. Predictions. I cut you off, and that's my fault. My bad. But what's going to happen? Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. I've never thought about it. There's too many
Endgame?
theories.
The movie Endgame? No, what is your theory? You have to have your own. You have to have something that you've thought of, or you agree with other people's. Like, there has to be something.
I tried to stay away from all of that for the first time.
Really?
There's just too many theories.
You don't want
Nobody knows.
You want to walk
happen.
into it blind.
Nobody knows what's gonna happen in this movie.
Well, the people in on it do.
Obviously, but the director said that 2 out of 6 of the original Avengers are gonna live.
2 out
that
of
means
6?
4 are gonna die.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So you don't know.
Thor won't.
Yeah, I don't think Thor's
a
Hulk's
god.
gonna die.
Thor and Hulk. They might do a Thor versus Hulk. That was actually a big story arc.
They could do Wolverine versus Hulk now too.
Why? How?
They just bought Fox.
How much of Fox did they buy?
All of it.
Yeah, but doesn't Deadpool's is Deadpool?
They bought Deadpool too.
Really? I thought they only bought a portion. I didn't know
they bought the whole damn thing.
Really?
Bought
So now the Simpsons are a Disney program.
Yeah.
I'd take that, Walt Disney.
Yeah, facts.
Rolling over in your grave, Mickey Mouse just floating down her boat. And now you got the Simpsons fucking shit up in Disneyland.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah, they bought everything.
Well, Disney's doing what Vince McMahon did, just buying it all up.
Yeah, I guess.
They can do it. They have the money.
Exactly.
Disneyland.
Disneyland. All right.
Yeah, shut up. So you have no idea what's going to happen in Endgame, and you're staying away from it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what do you think's going to happen after Endgame? They're obviously going to keep making Marvel movies.
So the original Trinity, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, they're going to, you know how they introduced Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Doctor Strange. They're going to pick.
I didn't even think of Black Panther, but go ahead.
Out of those 4, they're going to pick 3 to make the new Trinity with new different characters.
I don't think Black Panther will be one of them, unfortunately.
A lot of people think he might.
He might be?
He might be
The Black Panther movie was just The Lion King.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch it.
The Black Panther movie was just, it was a beautiful movie. The movie looked great, a lot of action, nice colors, but it was The Lion King.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Really?
So, yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to have to watch it. I'm on an MCU, marathon right now.
Everybody's
I'm on
doing
Ant-Man
that.
right now.
Everybody's doing that.
Yeah, but I'm doing it right. People are doing it by era.
I've never seen Ant-Man or Ant-Man and the
I'm
Wasp.
on Ant-Man.
And he's the one who's alive.
Ant-Man's okay.
Is he?
I like
Paul Rudd.
Ant-Man
Paul Rudd's hilarious.
I love Paul Rudd, too.
He's hilarious. How did the meme start with Ant-Man going up Thanos' ass and expanding? I know you've heard that. How did that start?
I don't know.
You don't know how it started? That's funny as shit, though.
It branched off of the theories.
Did it?
People thought
it's
Ant-Man,
so funny. Ant-Man
could go in Thanos' ear and just blow up and kill him.
If he were to do that, that would be hilarious. It would be the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It would ruin everything.
Obviously.
That's so
it obviously would, but I can see a program on YouTube how it should have ended doing something like
Ant-Man's going up his ass. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I mean, it's clever. It's just gross.
It's fucking hilarious. He's like,
exactly. Yeah.
That's funny as shit. Oh man. So, it's over after this though. Do you think it'll be bigger than the ending of Game of Thrones?
I give no shits about Game of Thrones.
See, you give no shits about Game of Thrones because you haven't seen it.
I've seen a couple episodes.
It's very slow.
It's PG porn.
Excuse me. How dare you? It's amazing.
Sorry.
It's only pornographic for a little while.
So. And
then the scene cuts and it cuts to other stuff. It's a lot to take in. A lot of people don't like Game of Thrones because of how slow it is. I mean, the first season, they're just introducing 20 characters. And you have to keep track of all these characters, what side they're on. It's a lot. Yeah. I mean, Avengers has it easier because
it's perfect paced.
You think so?
Perfectly paced.
You don't think? All right. So who's the villain? Tell me the storyline of Iron Man 2. Go ahead.
Storyline of Iron Man 2?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, Iron Man just came off of announcing he's Iron Man. Opened up Stark Expo. You got Hammer, which is trying to make Iron Man suits. The government doesn't want Tony Stark to be Iron Man.
Okay.
And then you got Whiplash being able to make Iron Man suits.
Now you said all these names and all these things.
I just said 3 names.
It sounded like you said more because I have no idea what happened in Iron Man 2.
Well, watch it.
I did watch it.
I've seen it again.
I've seen every... You cocky bastard. No, you're right. Obviously, watching it again would help. But my point is, if a movie is good, you shouldn't have to.
You saying Iron Man 2 is bad?
Yeah, absolutely. Iron Man 2 is trash. Iron Man 3 is even worse.
And
the worst part about it is I love Robert Downey Jr.
I just rewatched both.
Well, that's why you know so much about it.
And I like it.
I hated him. I hated him so much because I mean they just kept moving. Like things just kept moving.
You have to understand what the comics are. Not all comics are entertaining, but they're still adapting them to the fucking movies.
You're right.
Hence Spider-Man.
You're right, but
I'm gonna get into. I have to get into Spider-Man.
Now there's been 4 Spider-Man now.
You are gonna have some people in the comments.
I don't care.
Being all fucking mad.
You think I care?
Because my favorite Spider-Man is not Tobey Maguire.
No, it's probably Andrew Garfield, isn't it?
Not Andrew Garfield.
No, who is it?
Tom Holland.
Really, the newest one?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. And nobody can say I'm too young because I grew up on Raimi. Okay, I grew up on Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god.
I grew up on Raimi's Spider-Man too, and for the time they were amazing.
They were really good. I think this
the Amazing Spider-Man series. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to measure it.
It's beating up my mic.
My bad.
The Amazing Spider-Man series was entertaining. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. It was entertaining.
I still watch the second one and enjoy it.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man. So.
And the Tom Holland one was good.
I love Homecoming.
But none of those were my favorite.
What the fuck?
The Spider-Verse movie was amazing. Into the Spider-Verse was so amazing. It was so good.
Here's my problem.
It was so good.
So overhyped it was.
Oh, it was really overhyped. I didn't watch it until it had been out on DVD for a while already. And by a while...
everybody was like, oh, it's the best fucking movie I've ever seen. No. I watched it going in thinking, like, this is going to be the best fucking movie I've ever seen. It wasn't.
I can't...
It wasn't even the Spider-Man movie
I won't sit here and say it was the best movie I've ever seen. But of all the Spider-Man, I just think it was so well done.
It was just colorful.
It was beautiful to watch. At the same time, the action flowed really well. You didn't lose anything with shaky cam. And the other thing
the beginning made no sense.
What do you mean the beginning made no sense?
How he just stumbles across fucking Goblin and Spider-Man fighting in a fucking railroad track.
First of all, how dare you? It wasn't a railroad track. It was underneath the subway.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why?
Because it was.
It makes no sense.
Because Goblin was working for Kingpin. What do you mean it doesn't make any sense?
I don't like how fast-paced it was. He got bit, and then like a couple seconds later, he finds him, and then a couple seconds later, Spider-Man died. You have to say spoiler alert.
I'm not saying anything. You already said it.
Spider-Man dies. Bitch. I was kidding. I'm sorry. Then Spider-Man dies, and then it started going a little bit.
Let's put it this way: the people who are going to watch this video probably didn't even know that there is a new Spider-Man movie.
That's true. I guess. I don't
know. The reason I liked it so much was because it was a story. Now, the parents were around, so you had that conflict between him and the parents. It wasn't just him being brought up by his aunt and uncle. The other thing I liked about it was they made. I'm just going to talk about a spoiler at the whole movie. I'm telling the whole movie right now. The uncle was a villain, and he looked up to the uncle so much more than the father, because the father was a cop, so the father was more of a heavy-fisted.
I'm not saying it was bad. I give it a 7 out of 10.
But the other thing, I mean, it was just different from the other ones. How many times you got to kill Uncle Ben?
But Homecoming was different too, and
but it was to the point.
So.
The reason they didn't kill off Uncle Ben in that one is because it was already done.
Exactly, and that's why they didn't kill off Uncle Ben in this one.
Well, yeah.
Mostly because it wasn't about Peter; it was about Miles.
Because Peter had already been established as Spider-Man in his universe.
And I just thought,
well, really,
I didn't like how there's
you want to sit there and watch
2 Spider-Man.
You must hate Uncle Ben.
I don't hate Uncle Ben.
You hate Uncle Ben. That's what it is. You want to see him get shot every movie. You
Ben.
Son of a bitch.
No, it's not even that. It's just like I'm really like a comic accurate guy, and they made Spider-Man blonde, which is a dumb thing to play about. But it was a little poker.
Yeah.
They made Spider-Man blonde, and then they fucking killed him. Then you had like this fat Spider-Man.
But you understand the point. But you understand the point. It was a Spider-Verse. In other words, it was multiple universes.
In the comic, Spider-Man dies, and that's why Miles becomes Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Okay.
And I wish they built off that more. But it was just like the first like fucking half an hour of the movie.
I think
that's dumb.
I don't know.
He just died, and that's it.
Well, that wasn't just it. That was it for his universe. And then when they opened up the portals, another Spider-Man came in to train him.
And that's dumb. But
how's that dumb?
Because Into the Spider-Verse, just because they call it Spider-Verse, it's still mostly about Miles.
Yeah, because
Miles' arc is Spider-Man dying and him becoming Spider-Man.
Okay.
They did that for like 20 minutes. Then they
didn't even do that for 20 minutes.
Exactly. It was so short.
It was like, yeah, I'll help you.
How are you just going to take a story and do that?
I get what you're saying. I get why you didn't like it. I enjoyed it.
It's not that I didn't like it. I liked it.
No, you liked it, but not compared to the other ones. I think I liked it more than the other ones just because it was a breath of fresh air.
So Homecoming.
It was something different. No, Homecoming was, but I mean, the best part of Homecoming was Michael Keaton, because he can be in any superhero movie, and I'll always see Batman.
What? He was a good ass villain.
He was a good villain, but I saw him and I'm like, that's how.
It's Vulture.
That's Batman.
I
No,
see him as Vulture.
Get out of here.
I've watched the 1989 and like the Batman Returns movies all the time, but I still see him as Vulture.
You mean the original
Batman Returns?
Gotcha. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
My opinion.
that is your opinion, and you're 100% entitled to it.
Yeah.
My thought on it though is like, and I think this just goes to show how different minds work, and B, the generations are separated, because
That's true.
When I was growing up and I would see something on TV, obviously you look at things now and graphics are better, images are better, storytelling. I mean, I believe storytelling now is worse.
That's true.
Because now you're just kind of fucking
Not that
well, not only that, you're feeding off of what's already been done and you're twisting it. There's no more originality.
That's true.
I think that's the point. And I think that's why I kind of like the Spider-Verse movie, because it was its original. Obviously it was Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's been done to death, but it is
pretty original.
It had its own originality to it.
That's what everybody liked about the Spider-Verse, too. The comics, yeah.
Yep. And I think that, again, that just goes to show like how different, like what I grew up with and what you grew up with. We can look back on the old stuff and agree that the old stuff was really good, but they looked like shit.
Yeah.
And then you look, I mean,
respect the past, embrace the future.
Absolutely, but at the same time, people have to kind of learn to do their own shit. Like, did you see Avatar? I'm gonna kind of get off the.
I have seen Avatar.
The blue Avatar. Do you know a movie? What that is? No. It's the Pocahontas story.
I don't remember.
It's Pocahontas.
I see Pocahontas,
think
but
about
I haven't seen it.
All right, nothing. All right, we'll go over it real quick. Pocahontas, Native Americans in America.
Yes.
The white man comes, tries to take things from their land, and ends up causing havoc and killing them.
Okay.
Avatar. These blue aliens are living on this planet.
Then the white man comes.
Then the white man comes. They want something from the planet. They cause destruction and devastation, and then there's a war. It's the same story.
I never
It's
thought about
Pocahontas in space.
I never thought about that.
Really?
Yeah.
So many people saw that movie and they were like,
so clever.
Yeah, it's incredibly clever.
And it made like $2 billion.
It was the highest. Yeah, it was like the highest grossing movie of all time. Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Endgame's gonna beat it.
You think so? Well,
yeah.
Well,
do you realize Endgame tripled the ticket sales of any movie?
Endgame?
Yeah.
You mean
it's 6 hours.
Infinity War?
No, Endgame.
How? It's not out yet.
Triple ticket sales. You can pre-order. You can buy tickets.
You can pre-order tickets.
I already bought my tickets.
For what?
For the movie.
You gonna go to a midnight screening?
No.
With school the next day?
No. I go on Saturdays.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Not much people. I can do what I want that day.
Are there any other movies you're interested in seeing? I know we're talking about movies a lot.
Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home. I love Tom Holland.
No, I'm trying to think about what it was, but then you
Jake Gyllenhaal. Mysterio looks dope.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Is it Gyllenhaal?
Jake Gyllenhaal. That's what I say.
All I know is the last movie I saw him in was Southpaw.
Oh yeah,
he played
the boxing movie.
He scared me in that movie. He looked terrifying.
He looked badass.
He looked like he could punch my head off my shoulders.
Never seen it, but
no. Oh, yeah. Well, it was. I don't know how popular it was with people, but I watched it.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people liked it. I don't know for sure.
I don't know exactly. He still made money off it.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm trying to think of how to word this without sounding like an idiot. It's a little too late, but there isn't many movies coming out that I'm dying to see.
That's not idiotic. There's not many movies this year.
Well,
not many good ones.
Well, a lot of it has to do with like you see something, you're like, yeah, I want to see. There hasn't been any movies I've seen like I want to see that in theaters.
You're just gonna wait for it to come on DVD.
Exactly. There aren't many movies that I can say that I want to see that in theaters. Spend that amount of money, because the amount of money for a fucking movie,
$12 a
going
ticket.
experience, $12 a ticket.
I dropped $50 in ticket. 5 people are coming though.
You go to the movies, you buy your ticket. After you buy your ticket, you have to get popcorn or a snack or something.
That's why you go to Dollar Tree and then go to the movies.
Oh my god,
that's what I'm doing.
They're gonna be strip searching you now.
I don't think they'll do that.
They'll strip search you.
If they watch this movie. If they watch this video, they might.
I'm going to have credits rolling.
If
they watch this video. Well, if they watch this video and they find out, well, you'll probably already have gone and seen the movie by the time this video is uploaded. When does the movie come out?
I want to see it 27th.
When does it come out though?
26th.
The 26th. Really?
Yeah.
Well, Game of Thrones starts the 14th.
I don't care.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
It's okay. You don't know what's good.
So stupid.
It's stupid.
So stupid.
Listen, when you get old enough to appreciate the fact that every now and then things are going to be a little boring, you'll be fine. It can't be
Like
it can't be all guns and glory all movie. You don't roll like that.
I'm sorry.
Well, Shawn, I definitely had a blast doing this, kiddo.
Me too.
We're definitely going to have to do this again.
Me too.
Anything else you want to say before we cut this here?
Tom Holland's the best Spider-Man. You want to debate? Message me.
Message you. Is there any way people can get to you to see any of your clips, or because I know you said
clips?
I know you said you were streaming video games or just videos.
I'm not streaming no more.
No, not anymore. But it's still up. You said you wanted to get back into it.
On Facebook.
Not on Facebook.
Facebook streams.
Well, is there a way people can get to you, or do you want me to just put it in the link after? I can put it in the link after.
I mean,
we'll talk about it.
okay.
When I upload the video, we'll talk about it after the show.
I'll
When I
send you
upload the
the
video,
clip.
that's fine. We can
getting a concussion.
yeah. Well, that's the video everybody's gonna want to see.
That's true.
Ladies, he's single.
I am.
He is.
Yeah.
Shawn Hunter.
Oh yeah.
You crazy fucker. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day out there.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.